Hi guys, Matt Cerino here, and I'm bringing you another Team Stomping Grounds battle report. Today we have a Chaos Space Marine rush list against Trevor playing an Eldar list with a bunch of Hornets. Pretty much the idea of the rush list: Mauler, Fiend, Spawn, and characters all going forward. Trevor's going to try to sit back and just take a field day shooting at me. Should be an interesting game. Let's check out how it goes. So as we get into here, I have deployment first. I'm going to put up all my Mauler Fiends in the front line here in Hammer and Anvil, trying to get everything as close as possible. Along with putting the spawn up, we do have Night Fight turn 1, so I've got some extra cover for me to help out. I also got the move through cover and stealth ruins, which should make this really easy for me to kind of hide and weather that first turn of massive Eldar shooting that we're so used to. Putting a unit cultist in the back, this is a KILLAdelphia test mission, so there is Maelstrom in effect, so I want to have a unit of cultists just kind of sitting on that Maelstrom in case I pull that Maelstrom one. So right into Trevor's unit, Trevor's doing something similar. He's putting one of the swooping hawks back there, so they're on it for the Maelstrom if he needs it. Otherwise, he can just pop him up and get him out of harm's way. There's the first Hornet unit going over on the side, and Trevor does have a Farseer, which has guide and prescience, so he's pretty much going to use that just to keep up on those Hornets, to keep them having more offensive punch. Those are our proxied Hornets on the top. We only have 3 Hornets. Serpents are pretty much the same size, you can see, so those are our other unit of Hornets. He's as Farseer just kind of chilling in the middle. I don't have a lot of shooting, so he's got that. And then he's got his Samael bike unit, but decides not to deploy it. My turn 1 goes pretty straightforward, blitzing up the field, moving everything up, bring the Mauler Fiends in, bring the spawn up behind him. My goal is pretty much to get as far or as close as possible so I can just start punching things. Then you can see I summoned a unit of pink cars there in the back. Trevor's going to just position his Hornets. You can see he's checking that range. He just wants to make sure he's at max range. Don't make it any easier for me to make a charge. Make sure that he's got the guys there, and that's a simple plan. He wants to make sure he's getting as many shots as possible. Making sure I don't have any way of charging his swooping hawks. Wouldn't even be able to see him anyway, but going to move him back just a little bit, just in case. Pretty much his position at this point is try to shoot. He winds up getting first blood there by taking out that top Mauler Fiend. Now my Helldrake comes on. Because it's Hammer and Anvil, I don't really have range to do a whole lot with the first Helldrake. Second one did not come on. My Blitz, though, landed in the backfield. First Blood's already gone, so pretty much at this point, my goal, try to do whatever I can to put a hurting. His Lord is back, or his Farseer is back there. See if I can do something to hurt them. I do get another one of my unit occultists comes on. We're going to bring them on back on that backside. There is an objective there, as you can see in the bottom right corner. Bring guys on to kind of slowly make my way back there. I am worried about his Dark Angel bikes that are going to be outflanking potentially later in the game, but we'll have to deal with that when we get to it. There's my second unit of cultists that came on from reserves. I still have 1 left in reserve. Spread out the pink cars there a little bit. No point in making it easy for him for Samael to get a nice las cannon or plasma cannon blast off. The Mauler Fiends just kind of shuffle a little bit. I'm a little on the scared side of trying to kind of break my way out there. I do have that hold that Maelstrom, or hold that objective's Maelstrom. I string out, make sure I get my guy on there. I did lose my non-Warlord Sorcerer on turn 1. That was to a Warp Storm table and him rolling a 1, failing a lead check, and blowing himself up. So I'm able to put a wound on his Warlord, kind of a nice thing for me. So he's now going to be at the point where he's got to pretty much deal with those Oblits that have now shown up in his backfield to wreak a little bit of havoc. So his unit came on, his Black Knights and his Samael. He's going to position them in a good spot there. His Warlord is going to jump out there, just kind of move away a little bit. Other than that, his idea, that Helldrake is certainly going to cause an issue if it can go after his Warlord. So are the Mauler Fiends whenever they try to get across the field, but not looking like it's going to be happening right now. He brings in 1 unit of bikes that comes on from reserve. He's hiding them in the back there, his nice late game jump. So, my turn 3, nothing really happened on with his shooting phase. He was able to whittle down 1 Oblit, not all of them. My second Helldrake comes on, my last unit of cultists comes on. I have everything on my team is in this party right now. I summoned another unit of pink cars. That pink car unit is going to shimmy up there a little bit and sit around that objective. Moving all the other cultists just slowly across the field. The main idea with this being, since it's KILLAdelphia and it's got a combination of Maelstrom and objectives. I want to make sure I'm in place for all to get any of those Maelstrom ones. He's got bottom of turn. He has the huge objective advantage as of right now. I want to make sure I can do something along the lines of being able to contest that and at least try to get a lead on Maelstrom points so I can try to do something to him. Spread out the pink cards there, though. Just make sure, again, always spread out units if you can. A blitz are going to kind of go up there. We're going to see if we can't hunt a little bit. I got to make sure I'm closest to his apothecary, so I can try to put some wounds on him if he fails some lookout sirs. Heldrick trying to pretty much just see where he has to go to get a nice even chain. He does have Samael out there in front, so my Flamer's going to all have to go through his armor save. Still a chance to get some wounds in, even through the Feel No Pain. So he winds up killing my Blitz even though I charged him. They break out, so now we're in his bottom of turn 3. The Blitz he is now broken out. He's now moving across the field with those guys. Samael again out in front, kind of blocking wounds. Was able to put a wound on him from the Heldrake. Now his bikes are coming in outflank. So this is kind of a concern there. He's got a bunch of bikes that are going to be coming in. 60 is 3 or 4 total 3-man bikes in the combat squaded. They're all going to be coming in kind of reaping a little bit of havoc here on my cultist. The nice thing is they're still cultists. I can kind of tie them up a little bit. I have some flicker fires in the backfield with the screamers or the pink cars, so that's going to be something usable. His jet bikes, again, he's got his Farseer just kind of bouncing around back there with that Mantle and Laughing God, that 2-up rerollable cover save. Never anything bad about it. So he's going to rely on that pretty much the entire game. He decided not to go in any summoning, even though he has the opportunity to. So his turn 3, we didn't have the kill shot there, but he did manage to use the Hornets with Guide and pluck that Heldrake out of the sky. So my one remaining Heldrake flies back. Pretty much his goal at this point. I'm just going to try to start dealing with some of these OBSEC troops. They're going to be a big fear of mine at the end of the game. I'm moving both those 2 10-man cultist units that have been whittled down a little bit. They're going to try to go in and just try to goon that one scout or the one bike squad. I figure that way I can go in, tie it up. I'll eventually get out, even though they're only weak cultist rate of attacks. I'll eventually get out of that combat. Trevor does a good job there of keeping him kind of separate, not giving me a good chance to get a really big assault off. He knows I probably don't want to pick a fight with all of them. There's another unit of summoned pink cars there in the middle. So now I've got 3 just free units at this point of pink cars that I kind of have to just kind of cause some problems in my backfield. He still has a bike or 2 bike units that have yet to come on the table. They'll come on the bottom this turn. So now it's finally time for my spawn to come out and play. Probably a little late to the punch. Should have been a little bit more aggressive with them. Same with the Mauler Fiends. They're just kind of chilling there. This is kind of the time where they needed to come out earlier and at least barrel down a little bit on those Hornets that have now been causing a lot of issues. And that bike squad. That bike squad's kind of a big deal and it's kind of causing problems. The one Mauler Fiend that I do have hanging out there is the one he marked for death. So I'm a little more hesitant on playing around with that guy. He is the guy who, obviously it's worth 2 points for Trevor if he goes after it. So we're not going to just throw that one easily away. Again, spreading out some guys, make it harder if he tries to break through the lines at all. A bunch of things die there, so his bikers, Swooping Hawks that came down there were able to kill off a bunch of cultists. I was able to tank a unit of jet bikes, get him off the table. So now his new bike unit, his next bike unit comes on. We're in a massive tie-up up there on top with cultists into the bikes. He's able to just kind of walk onto the objective because I was only tying up one of them. Hornets, again, they're just going to kind of play the positioning game. He now has his last unit of jet bikes on, so everything in Trevor's is now joined the fight. And we're going to see now he's going to try to move up and make something happen with his command squad. His real option right now is where is he going to make this charge? Is the Mauler Fiend the better target? But he's got a bunch of Hornets staring at the Mauler Fiend. And you see the other bike unit right up there next to the Mauler Fiend. So his plan is to come forward. Oddly enough, that is a 3-inch charge that he needs to make, and that will become relevant here shortly as he fells it on double ones. So that his bike unit's going to hang out there in the open, but he is still able to get the kill right here on the Mauler Fiend. So he now has a bike unit in the open. So now I've got 2 options. His Warlord is hanging around back there. It's a bunch of my spawns have wounds, as you see from all the dice. I kind of want to go get his Warlord because I marked for death that jet bike unit that's hiding back there, and it's his Warlord, which I did pick Slay the Warlord. So I've got the option of kind of going after them. I'm going to try and make a charge where I think we figure out it's a 6-inch charge for me to go through there. Other option being I can just assault the bike squad and guarantee just pretty much fight his Black Knight squad. Instead, I bring the Mauler Fiend out that's marked for death. At this point in the game, I need to make some plays and make something happen. So the Mauler Fiend's going to finally come out and play. I still have a bunch of bike units hiding around the backfield. I now whittle the top fight down to one guy. Trevor does a good job. The Helldrake's going to fly off just to, save it for last game. Trevor now has all of these guys being able to barrel down. My Mauler Fiend does an excellent job in combat there. Takes out several of the bikes. Takes out Samurai in the process. He's on nothing but the Apothecary. I do fail the 6-inch charge and don't get his Warlord. So now his Warlord has a chance to run. And now that whole squad of Spawn is hung out in the open. Nowhere to protect them from all of the Hornets. He moves everything around just to kind of run it so he can protect his Warlord a little bit. He still has those bike units in the backfield kind of just wreaking havoc. He's able to dunk the entire Spawn unit, a bunch of pink horrors in that turn, and turn 5 is what really goes bad for me. The 2 bike units you see in there are causing a ton of problems. The Helldrake's going to finally come on turn 5. Will come back on, obviously, turn 5. I'm going to try to do something to burn that guy off that objective, seeing that the game could end, at least to deny him a big gun point, but still not probably a great option. I'm trying to do anything I can. I did win that combat up top finally, so those cultists are going to take that objective there. And we're going to see here, I'm going to get some fire, get some flaming going. He wasn't able to kill my Mauler Fiend in the last turn because he used the Hornets to shoot at the spawn. He was able to clean up that last jet bike unit that was hiding back there. He's then able to take out the Mauler Fiend with all that shooting. My cultists are kind of hanging out in the open. He's got a bunch of OBSEC troops near objectives. I don't. I'm down to pretty much cultists at this point and a Helldrake. Clearly not going well for me. I am able to kill off the one lone jet bike there. The Hornets now are going to take their turn shooting downfield. Not going to matter. Trevor's going to get me this one 17-3.